Hello, and welcome to today's segment on We Talk Everything, where we enlighten you on many societal issues and trends you can find everywhere. I'm your host, Enwezo Adeze, and join me today as I take you to a stroll of the complexities of friendship. Today's topic is one that resonates with everyone. It's titled Friendship. We all have at least one friend. Also, it's possible to find a friend in anyone, be it in your relatives, in your parents, or peers at school. Friends or peers are a part of our agents of socialization. It is the build up of the interactions we have with other people. As we ease into today's topic, our other host, Aliu Mohammed, will take you through the concept of friendships, both in a romantic and platonic sense, the characteristics of friendship, and everything in between. Don't go and stay tuned.
Hello everyone, my name is Mohammed Ali. I'll be giving you an overview of friendship today, from its significance, its concepts. So please stay with me. Let's go straight into it. So, what is friendship? According to Urban Dictionary,
friendship is when you love someone with every ounce of your being and genuinely want them to be happy, even if it means sacrificing something of yourself to make them very happy.
So let's dive into the concept of platonic relationships. So platonic relationships exist amongst people who have no sexual or deep emotional attachments, like that of a romantic relationship. It is a relationship that brews amongst people of the same gender or opposite gender. So I have friends, I have like lots of tons of friends, and I think in some groups you see that I might be the only guy in the group, but it does not really mean I want anything sexual or emotional with them. That is how platonic relationships work. For a platonic relationships, it demands a certain level of let's say mutual understanding and reciprocity amongst friends. In that, there should be boundaries, growth, and genuine love for one another. Now, let me explain what romantic relationships are. This is a relationship that takes place amongst individuals who seek to have more of an emotional connection that goes beyond platonic relationship. It caters to physical, emotional, mental well-being of a couple. Let's dive into the traits of a good friend and a partner. For a good friend or a partner is one who is considerate. This means that you think of the next person, you think of your friend and tend to treat them with more respect. To be considerate is to be mindful of others in a relationship. The second one is to be empathetic. What does it mean to be empathetic? To be empathetic is when you step out of your mind and comfort zone into the world of another, just so you can become understanding of their feelings and situations. To be empathetic is to make the deliberate choice of making sense of a person's emotions and goodwill of your own action. The third one is transparency. A good friend or a partner is one who tells you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. I'm sure you've heard of the term, a friend is one who tells your mouth smells. Yes, that's what a friend is. They do this because only they want what is good for you. That's what transparent friendship is. Fourth one is a friend who cheers you on. So if you are the type to get jealous about the progress of someone you tend or you say you love, then I suppose friendship is not your thing. A good friend is a support system. Someone who constantly roots for you and genuinely wants to see you happy and thrive. Fifth and the last one is intentional and growth. A true friend or a partner will grow mentally, emotionally, physically, even spiritually with you. It is a bond that requires deep and requires intentionality from both parties, fostering healthy communications as you go. That's all for today's segment. And in the comments below, please tell me what you learned about friendship and platonic relationships. So please stay tuned for our next segment. Thank you very much. I'm your host, Mohammed Ali.
Communication is a lifeline of any relationship. Wise words spoken by Elizabeth Bogeret. This segment is focused on how effective communication aids in making long-lasting relationships, be it among spouses, families, friends, and many more. My name is Chisom Achiniwu, and welcome to another segment. Communication is the very foundation we form with others. Effective communication is also the foundation through which long-lasting relationships are formed. Communication or lack thereof can either make or break one's relationship. Today's segment is focused entirely on how you can sustain and maintain relationships in your life through healthy communications. So these healthy communication strategies include: one, open and honest communication. There's a popular saying which many of us know by now: honesty is the best policy. This can also be applied to relationships, meaning for a relationship to thrive, the people involved must be open and honest to each other. Now, do not use honesty as a chance to be rude or blunt to people. Being honest is not an excuse to criticize one another. There must be a balance. Find a way to open up and be honest to one another without coming off rude, annoying, blunt, and condescending. The second strategy is set and maintain boundaries. Setting and maintaining boundaries is essential in any type of relationship. Boundaries are needed so that everyone involved knows exactly what and what not to do, what and what not is okay. Setting boundaries is a way to create mutual understanding and respect between two individuals or between individuals in a relationship. Now we move on to the third strategy: active listening and partaking in conversations. Active listening and partaking in conversations is very essential in any relationship, whereas you're able to understand one another. In a relationship, I believe there should be a speaker and there should be a listener, whereas we have a flow of communication. This provides them with support, be it moral, physical, or emotional. Next on to the fourth strategy: independence and togetherness. It's very true to stay to oneself and maintain one's values. This should be discussed in any relationship going forward. And it's very important to note that yes, it's okay to be heavily invested in a relationship, but do not lose yourself. Finally, non-verbal and love language. Verbal communication is not only a way to showcase the importance of effective communication. Learning the love language of the individual is involved in a relationship, which shows how much you know them and how much you care for them. It also shows you're very attentive to how these people are. You're attentive to their needs and wants. You're attentive to them as a person. A love language is simply put as how one prefers to express love and also receive it in a relationship. Languages could come in different forms, which could be gift giving, love, touch, cooking. I mean, anything really, as long as you both enjoy it or the person enjoys it. There are various tips out there by professionals that go more in depth on tips for how effective communication with one another in a relationship can work out. This will be all for today. Tell me two things you've learned from this segment. My name is Chisom Achinibu, and see you next time.
Sometimes we find it hard to take off our rose tinted glasses and face the reality of this world. This is the case when it comes to unhealthy relationships. Either we turn a blind eye from said red flags and toxicity, or we remain in an unending circle of abuse. My name is Khadija Umar Damagum, and I'm your speaker for today. This segment focuses on how to identify red flags in a relationship in order to avoid unhealthy toxic relationships. These types of relationships should not be idealized. It leaves one feeling emotionally and sometimes even physically drained. It can leave scars which may make the individual less open to forming relationship, even if they are healthy and such, it makes them antisocial and cynical. As previously said, this segment is all about red flags, how to identify and avoid it, which in turn makes one avoid unhealthy relationships. Some toxic traits include violating set boundaries. Boundaries are essential in all relationships. It helps in knowing what to do and what not to do. In a relationship, knowing when someone crosses a line in your relationship is key to a healthy relationship. However, when someone repeatedly keeps violating and ignoring your boundary is a serious red flag to look out for. Breaking of boundaries in a relationship can lead to growing frustration and resentment, which is not a healthy feeling to have in a relationship. This weakens it. Another one is jealousy and possessiveness. It is okay to feel a little jealous in a relationship. However, if one continues to display such traits, then it becomes toxic. People who display such traits or on an intense level are not mature enough to handle long-term relationships. and should most likely work on themselves before engaging in said relationships. These traits in excess make for an unhealthy and toxic relationship. Another one can be isolation and manipulation. Individuals who are manipulative oftentimes intentionally separate their partners from the people close that care about them in order to isolate and manipulate them. It gives them satisfaction having power over other people, even if said person is someone they have a relationship with. Isolation is a form of control and manipulation and is a red flag many should keep an eye out for. Another one is gaslighting. Gaslighting is a form of emotional abuse many people see as harmless, but it's still something that significantly affects the victim. Gaslighting happens when an individual convinces another person that they remember something, a past or current event, wrong, or that they are misinterpreting said events. Gaslighting in relationships can be hard to spot as one tends to brush away or go with the flow of their abuser. However, if one becomes aware of the term and its definition, it becomes a bit easier to recognize this red flag and avoid to break off toxic relationships. The last one is silent treatment. The silent treatment, especially when used in a relationship, is one that raises many red flags. Having no communication at all in a relationship and purposefully not talking to the other person makes for stagnation, which in turn could lead to built up resentment or even that relationship being broken off. It is always important to be open and honest with one another and talk about what the other person has done to offend you. Using silent treatment is not only harmful but also doesn't solve the issue at hand. It is important to note that silent treatment can be used as a form of manipulation against others. Intentionally not saying anything in order to make the individual grovel and beg for forgiveness is a form of emotional abuse and so is a red flag to look out for. These red flags are just the tip of the iceberg. There are too many to list, and so this serves to give you an idea on what to look out for. Be sure to speak out and call out on such behavior or traits when you notice them. And if it persists, then it is best to end that relationship. What did you learn today? What are the two major red flags you learned today? Leave your answers in the comment section to win a little something. Thank you. I remain Khadija Omar.
Hello everyone, I'm Destiny Chukwudere, your host speaker for today. And today we asked a couple of people what friendship means to them and what their love language is. So let's get to it.
Friendship is love, basically, but just pure innocent love is a safe place with people that you trust. It comes easy. You don't have to fight for it.
For me, friendship is all about trust, commitment, having each other's backs at all times. That's what friendship means to me personally.
Friendship to me means safety and feeling comfortable around someone.
You become like this close knit family with this group of strangers, and you become so close that you share your deepest secrets.
Well, the first thing is smiling. If you don't smile at me, I mean, like, it hurts me. It's like, come on, like you have to smile. It shows that you care. It shows that you're happy to see me. It shows that, my face lighted up your whole day.
Friendship to me is one where two or more people can be completely open-minded and free with themselves without being embarrassed or scared to be who they really are. That's to me. And my love language, I'd say deep and honest conversations.
Friendship is people who really know me and who understand my personality, someone I could actually talk to at any point in time.
I like seeing them happy, and if I have something that makes them happy, I would give it to them, no questions asked. And I also love hugging my friends. I love giving people hugs. So yeah.
Physical touch and physical affection. I just love hugs.
and kisses. So thank you.
Is acts of service. Like I like when people wash my hair and buy me food.
Dolly Alderton said, "Nearly everything I know about love, I've learned from my long term friendships with women." Today's segment features another angle to the main topic, which is friendship. It touches a delicate aspect that is friendship amongst women. In an era where much importance is placed on romantic relationships alone, there exists a very distinct twist to this belief, and that is a relationship amongst women. Welcome to another segment of We Talk Everything, where, as the name implies, we seek to enlighten you on many societal trends and issues you can find everywhere. I'm your host, Angel James, and let's get into today's order. Friendship amongst women is simply an intentional bond that women create to cater to their emotional, mental, physical, and overall well being. It is formed at the very core of every feminine relationship that seeks a long lasting and sustainable bond. With such a bond, especially amongst the people who share the same experiences and traits, they're most likely able to build a fun relationship. But it goes without saying that anything worth doing is worth doing well. Female friendships ought to be intentional, reciprocal, understanding, nurturing, amongst many other traits. Friendship amongst women have been giving a bad impression for a concerningly long time. There have been many rhetorics used to back the stereotypes of female friendships being fleeting. This has come with the evident existence of social media, where people give opinions and drive certain narratives. Whereas making such strong claims isn't befitting to anyone. The experiences of some don't just determine the trajectory of others. There are women who have found security and growth in their friendships with other women. Today, I'll be giving you tips on how to sustain a healthy relationship with your female friends as a woman. The first tip is effective communication. The basis of every relationship is effective communication. That way, all parties are aware of the thoughts, feelings, and well being of one another. Healthy communication means that you and your friend are vulnerable enough with each other and you express your needs and wants as well. This eradicates negative feelings as you both have an understanding of the feelings of each other. Also, it strengthens relationships as you are all not afraid to have hard conversations. The second tip is setting boundaries. Many are of the belief that if you're in a relationship of any sort, there should be no boundaries. But I'm here to tell you that it is very possible and must be implemented in all friendships, inclusive of the ones amongst women. To be understanding of your shared experiences is one thing, but you must thoroughly understand that boundaries must be made and adhered to by friends because you all are individuals outside of that relationship. And in that sense, you have the right to demand for privacy and every other need beneficial to yourselves, respectively. The third tip is dates. This is your sign to normalize friendship dates. Dates mustn't be limited to only romantic relationships. Women ought to go on friendship dates to have fun, to let off some steam, and just to have a good time. Dates could be restaurants, parties, sleepovers, library dates, or bookstore dates, and so on. These activities make friendships less rigid and boring, but more exciting and very much healthy. The fourth tip is catering to your love languages. I'm sure you've heard this in the other segments, but are you a real friend if you don't know the love languages of your friends? Knowing your friends' love languages helps you in catering to the things that make them happy. Note that this goes both ways. If you have friends whose love languages are physical touch and words of affirmation, then you would know that a little hug or reminding them of who they are wouldn't hurt. Here are some of the lists that you can share with your friends to know what works for you. The final tip is healing and growing together. Your female friend is the sibling you didn't know you needed. She is the friend who picks you up when you're at your lowest and the one who doesn't fail to pick you up right back to your healthy space. You both must decide to make the conscious effort to grow together and heal past wounds, no matter how deep. It may not have been hurt caused by either of you, but the love should be genuine enough to want to heal each other's wounds. In essence, female friendships should be fun, loving, sustainable, and healthy as you can get. Your female friends should be able to uplift you and be there for you the best way she can. And do not forget, such acts should be reciprocal. That's all I have for you on today's segment of friendship. My question for today is, what are the ways in which female friendships can be sustained? The comments are open for you to send in your answers, and you just might win a little something.
That's all we have for today. Um, in the comments below, I want to hear your thoughts on all the different topics we had today for about romantic and platonic friendships, effectively communicating with your partner, red flags to look out for, and the blossoming friendships between women or among women. I'm your host, Enwezo Adeze, and that's all for today. Hope to see you again.